Have you ever wondered what it takes to spark real change? Not just talk about it, but actually do it, right here in Kenya? Let me introduce you to the President's Fellowship 2025. This isn't just another mentorship program, this is a movement. Imagine a space where young leaders like you learn the art of values-based leadership, where integrity, service, and collaboration aren't just words, but lived every single day. Here, you don't just sit in workshops. You roll up your sleeves and get things done, serving your community, leading real projects, making an impact people can see and feel. And just when you think it can't get better, it does. Thanks to the generosity of Dr. Manu Chandaria, this year marks a bold new chapter. The President's Fellowship and Chandaria Awards 2025. This means more resources, more recognition, and more opportunities for you to shine. To be the leader who stands out for all the right reasons. Because Kenya doesn't just need leaders. Kenya needs leaders who care. Leaders who serve. Leaders who inspire. So if you believe in a Kenya where young people don't wait for change, but make it, this fellowship is calling your name. Step up, step in, be part of the generation that transforms Kenya, one community at a time. Ready to lead? The journey starts now.
My name is Nasri Hassan, Program Assistant, Youth Program. Under the Youth Program, we have the President Fellowship and Chandaria Awards, aims at empowering young leaders. Over the 4 cohorts, we have mentored over 400 youth, and last year we had our graduation at Daystar University, where we awarded the 8 top fellows who excelled in their communities.
Africa is the youngest continent in the world, with more than 70% of young people below the age of 35. This is the reason why the Global Peace Foundation in Kenya has taken youth empowerment and youth mentorship as one of its most important missions in this country. We have seen that many countries, have been complaining about the youth bulge. However, at the Global Peace Foundation, we believe that the youth are a very important human resource, a resource that can be used to power, the African Renaissance and to power the African economy. This is one of the reasons why, as part of this youth program, we established the President's Fellowship as a program that we use as a vehicle to inspire the next generation of African leaders. We started this program in the year 2021, and since then we have been nurturing more than 100 accountable leaders from each and every county of this country, to be the best at what they do. These leaders have demonstrated, that they have the wherewithal, to become leaders, not just for tomorrow, but today. So on behalf of the Global Peace Foundation, I really want to congratulate all the cohorts that started with us in 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. And last year, every year we have been, releasing more than 100, fellows, and most of them are doing wonderful things. Most of them are excelling in various ways, be it politics, business, academia, literary arts, name it, is building environment. So I can only say that we are proud of the fellows that we've been able to raise. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome the 5th cohort of the President's Fellowship. This year, we will be incorporating the Chandaria Awards. The Chandaria Awards, which was announced last year, will be given, to 2 fellows who have demonstrated excellence during the fellowship period. So this award is actually sponsored by Dr. Manu Chandaria, and we'll be giving out not just flags and certificates, but also cash awards, which will be announced by Dr. Chandaria, just to encourage the fellows, to do their best, so that they can become, they can come out on top. And those who come out on top will go away with the 2024. that they have the wherewithal, to become leaders, not just for tomorrow, but today. So on behalf of the Global Peace Foundation, I really want to congratulate all the cohorts that started with us in 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. And last year, every year we have been, releasing more than 100, fellows, and most of them are doing wonderful things. Most of them are excelling in various ways, be it politics, business, academia, literary arts, name it, peace building, environment. So I can only say that we are proud of the fellows that we have been able to raise. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome the 5th cohort of the President's Fellowship. This year, we will be incorporating the Chandaria Awards. The Chandaria Awards, which was announced last year, will be given, to 2 fellows who have demonstrated excellence during the fellowship period. So this award is actually sponsored by Dr. Manu Chandaria, and we'll be giving out not just plaques and certificates, but also cash awards, which will be announced by Dr. Chandaria, just to encourage the fellows, to do their best, so that they can become, they can come out on top. And those who come out on top will go away with the 2025 Chandaria Awards at the President's Fellowship. So once more, congratulations, and we look forward to a successful 2025 cohort of the President's Fellowship.
Wow, thank you very much, Mike Gitao, for that elaborate video that you shared. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vincent. My name is Vincent Ayako from the Global Peace Foundation, Kenya. So I salute all of you. Good afternoon. If you can hear me, you can just wave using the reaction button. If you can hear me, let me just see you wave using the reaction button. If you can hear me, yes, I can see thumbs up. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you had a beautiful and a wonderful week. It's called the power of technology. You're far away, yet you feel so much warmth as if we are near to each other. So asanteni sana, asanteni sana. So as we start, I would like to post a registration link, which I'll be able to give you. I'll give you 5 minutes to register your name, and I got your concerns that we are having a lot of chats in the WhatsApp group. So in order to address those concerns, we've been able to create a Google form where we are going to register our attendance before we start the session. So allow me to post the registration link so that all of us can be able to register first. So I'll give you 5 minutes. So in the next 5 minutes, we'll be able to start. So starting now, allow me to post the registration link. It's a Google form, so I'll request each and every person who has attended this session to ensure that they fill that Google form that I'm posting in the link now. So if you go into the chat, you'll be able to find it there. Just go into the chat and please register. Click there and register your attendance for today's session. So that particular exercise will take us only 5 minutes. Thank you very much. And for the members who proposed this strategy, I salute you and I thank you because you've made our work easier. So I'll give you 5 minutes to register your attendance into the session. So for those who are joining us now, please look at the link. You'll find a link in the chat. Kindly go and register your name before we start the session officially. Asanteni sana. So I'll give you 5 minutes to do that. Reverend Makfa, are you here? Still not yet here. For those who are joining us for the first time, let me reshare the link again. Somebody say I reshare the link. So there you go. So for those joining us now, the attendance sheet. Please register your attendance using the we are starting in the next 3 minutes. So meanwhile, Japheth, are you there?
Yes, I'm there, Serikali.
Very good, very good. And we cannot see you very well. I can only see your head and the ceiling. Maybe if you can place it better. Yes, maybe if you can face the light, the better, because the reflection is coming from behind you. So if you can face the light, it will be very encouraging for us to be able to see you properly. Maureen, you are here? So Japheth, when you're set, you let me know. I would like to give an opportunity to share with us a bit about the Chandaria Tree Nurseries. Maureen, you are here. You can just say hi and also maybe mention briefly what you do under the education program. Very good, very good. I salute all of you. I know it's a Friday. We want to go kutesa. Form ni kutesa majenzi. Lakini kabla kutesa lazima tusome kidogo. Life is about balancing, isn't it? Life is about balance. Naona msee mwingine anacheka. Precious, tulisema tunaachia maji ya kanjo. Ni sawa. So now I can see my colleagues have joined. So maybe before we give Japheth a bit to share about the Chandaria Tree Nurseries, for the colleagues who are here, kindly just introduce yourself. We'll start with Sharon. Sharon, you are here. So Japheth, since you're set, please introduce yourself and tell us briefly about the Chandaria Tree Nurseries and how the President Fellows can be able to connect to that. You can also share with us in brief the success of this particular initiative. So karibu sana, Japheth. So as Japheth will be doing the presentation, remember I've shared with you a link for registration. So as you are here, please ensure you click the link and you register your attendance, because your attendance will also determine how many of us graduate in November. So we'll also be very consistent in tracking the attendance, because we want, as we'll be getting the winners of this cohort 6, we want it to be based on utmost integrity. So Japheth, to you.
Thank you, Serikali, Ayako Vincent, and good afternoon, all the President Fellows, Chandaria Award Cohort 6. We are glad to onboard you on this new platform, and thank you for your participation and finding it reasonable to be part of this great initiative. My name is Jafet Ouda. My name is Jafet Ouda with the Global Peace Foundation. I'm the lead in charge of environment, just as Ayako already mentioned. I don't know whether you can hear me all. Confirm?
I can hear you.
I'm the lead in charge of environment at the Global Peace Foundation, Kenya. And as Ayako has requested me just to share on what we are doing, I think a little background is that Global Peace is into the space of peace building and community development. And our programs are basically tools that we are using to accelerate, or rather promote the vision of one family under God, accelerating various innovations towards that direction. So we have 4 programs on environment, on education, environment, youth development, where now this President Fellowship anchors on, and also what we call community-driven peace building. So just in brief on the environment bit, basically this is a drive that we began some time ago, some 5 years ago, on environment, just to support our environment stewardship drive. As you well know, as a country, and probably even at the global level, we are struggling with the issue of the climate change. One of the objectives of these Chandaria tree nurseries. And the other thing is that we can also be able to promote and nurture the spirit of volunteerism and act of service. At the same time, we are looking at it also as a platform to accelerate social enterprise. You're all aware that the issues of unemployment is now a great concern across the country. Yet, if you look at it from another angle, the environment, through especially issues to do with the reforestation and now tree growing, there's a platform to actually establish an opportunity to create a social enterprise that young people can be involved in such a way of promoting this and also earning their livelihoods through this platform. So basically, that's what we are doing as at now. And to date, as I mentioned again, our nurseries, the Chandaria tree nurseries, the way they are set, they're able to hold a capacity of about 100,000 seedlings annually. That is in 2 seasons. Season 1, you do 50,000. Then season 2, you do about 50,000. And then we look at the tree species. Probably for your information, as a country, we have a tree species of about 1,800. However, given the scenarios of our tree nurseries, we are projected to do 60% indigenous, 30% fruits, and then 10% exotic. So given wherever you are as President Fellows, maybe it would be of interest to you just to find out where the location of these nurseries are within your areas, supposedly for those in counties where already we have. As I said earlier on, we have 20 tree nurseries as we speak across the 16 counties of Kenya. Maybe we will share a list with you later on some of the counties. Yeah. Thank you, Ayako. I think I'll stop it at that for now.
Okay, thank you very much, Jafet. Thank you very much, Jafet. I really appreciate, and I know most of the fellows will be able to engage with your program many a times during the community service, learning, and volunteerism. So I've seen my CEO here, Mr. Daniel Juma. Kindly come in, greet the fellows. Maybe you can share with them some words of wisdom before we start our session today. Makofi kwa Jafet. Let's use the reaction button. Let's appreciate Jafet. So Daniel, if you are here, maybe just to say hi before we start the session. Thank you.
I just wanted to listen in. I didn't want to say hi, but I take this chance to welcome all of you. And I wish you guys good deliberations. Thank you. I'm on the way, so I can't talk much.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much. So for the President Fellows, we are going to start our session. But before we start our session, remember we said we need to use technology to track our attendance. So I've been able to post the registration link in the chat. I've been able to post a link in the chat. Please, if not been able to take your attendance, kindly click the link, register your attendance. So Maureen, you are here. You can just say hi as the lead of our education program, Maureen. Or Linda, if you are ready, you can just say hi before I officially start.
Hi, everyone. We welcome you to the program, and we are eager to learn, and get to know each other and see how much we can impact the society and bring sustainable development to the same. Karibuni sana.
Okay, thank you very much. So team, we had a plan to do our first session to be moral and innovative leadership, but we'll have a change of plan a bit because the person who was supposed to facilitate on that, they have some technical challenges kidogo. The electricity imefanya ile kitu, stima imefanya ile kitu, but as global peace, we are always ready to learn. So I'll request today I'll surprise you with a topic here. And it's a very interesting and exciting topic. Confirm if you are able to see my screen. Jafet, are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, sure, I can see it.
What can you see?
Business model canvas.
Very good. So, fellows, we are going to start with this particular topic. And here, kama ulikuwa unafanya kazi ingine, I'll request now we focus because what you're going to learn today will impact your life forever. So today we are going to learn about the business model canvas. And my name today is Vincent Ayako. I'm in charge of the Youth Development Program and also the Resource Mobilization and Strategic Partnership at the Global Peace Foundation, Kenya. So, did you know that 54% of new startups in Kenya, they don't live to see their birthday? As in they don't live to see, they don't live past 1 year. So 54% of new startups, they collapse within their first year. Only 46% of those new startups succeed, only 46%. But of all new startups we start, by the end of December, 54% of them have collapsed. So why do they collapse? We need to focus on why they don't succeed. Say they don't succeed because number one, we talk about limited business knowledge. Hapo ndio kijana unauliza kijana ama Gen Z, ni aje bro, umemaliza kule si kabla upate hata ka job uanze kabizi. Manze ningepata tu capital, mimi ningeanza kabiashara. So unapata most of us when we want to start our business, the number one thing we ask for is the capital, which normally comes number last. So those businesses collapse. Why? Number one is limited business knowledge. You've seen your jirani opening a chips den. You also go start opening a chips den, and then you expect to generate money immediately. You go, you start a salon or a kinyozi business. The following day, you want to see profit. You go into Uber business. The following day, you want to see profit without knowing the dynamics of what happens in that particular space. So the number one why these businesses collapse is because of lack of business knowledge. Number two is lack of ready market or market linkage. And number four, ndio mavijana wanaongeleanga about capital. Manzi ningepata tu capital. Capital is number last. So you need to have the knowledge, you need to have a market, you need to have market linkage, and then that's where now you need to look for capital. So let's proceed. So what is our content outline for the day? So we'll have the session objective for this session. We'll also have the key message. We'll do an overview about the business model canvas. We'll have a bit of a breakout session, but we'll not have a breakout session. We'll just discuss it in the group. And then we'll also learn about the component of a business model canvas. We'll also discuss that in the group. We'll have a plenary discussion and then the conclusion. So the purpose of this session is to equip the learners or the youth with the knowledge on how to develop a business model canvas and its application. At the end of the day, we want to see a young people who can develop their own business model canvas and they know how to apply that particular business model canvas. It will equip the innovators with the knowledge on how to develop their own business and also how a business creates value for itself when delivering products or services to the customer. So I want to give you a practical example. Albert Einstein says, example is the best way of teaching. So I am showing you what I am doing, and I am selling Kuku Boresha, which is a 1-month-old improved kienyeji chick. This in business we call a product. So it comes from the mind, and I say I want to sell a 1-month-old improved kienyeji chick, and I need to show you how a 1-month-old improved kienyeji chick looks like. So this chick you're seeing on your screen is a 1-month-old improved kienyeji chick. So we want to use this as a case study. You can either be selling mitumba business, you can develop a business model canvas. You can also start selling pens, you can sell phones, you can sell stationaries, anything. You can be in the hotel industry, in the beauty industry, in the transport industry, any business idea you have. Normally we start with the developing a business model canvas. And today we want to practically discuss on how to develop a business model canvas of selling chicks, yani 1-month-old improved kienyeji chick. So what is our key message? Funding of any business idea majorly depends on how strong, innovative, and relevant the business plan is. You need to have a revolutionary idea for you to be able to get funding. That particular initiative has to be very revolutionary, unique, and innovative. For those joining us now, Mike, I'll request you be admitting guys who are joining, who are in the waiting room. Please add them to the session. And also those who are joining us now, we are tracking attendance. Click the link there and also ensure you key in your name so that we can be able to ensure at the end of it all, the program becomes successful and credible.
I've seen Makfa.
Pardon?
I've seen Makfa in joining.
Oh, Makfa is here. Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Makfa, you are here?
Well, yes.
Okay, thank you. So maybe I'll bring you in the next few minutes.
Okay, yeah, keep going because this is not I wasn't completely prepared for this. It's great to be joining you though.
Yes.
I want to hear what you're talking. It sounds very, very interesting. I'd be happy to add some, perhaps after you've done at the end.
Okay, that's fine. So I'll be very happy if you can also share what we discussed yesterday, especially the presentation for yesterday, and also something on moral and innovative leadership.
I'll do my best.
Okay, thank you, Makfa. Welcome.
Yep.
So the session output, number one, by the end of this session, learners will be able to, 1, innovators with the ability to define a business model canvas. What is it? Number 2, innovators able to understand, correlate, and articulate the 9 building blocks of a business model canvas. And number 3, innovators with viable business model canvas that can be implemented and attract funding. So business is a science, and today we want to know where is the science in business. So I would like you to listen to this video.
So one of the interesting things,
confirm, Japheth, if you can hear the sound.
How is your company going to be organized? And what we now know is the most efficient way to
Confirm, I can hear.
Thank you.
All the pieces, just all the parts, is by a business model. And so the next question is, okay, Steve, you just told me to think about a business model, but what is a business model? What are all the pieces? Well, let's take a look. And a business model is how a company creates value for itself while delivering products or services for its customers. Now, if you think about it, in the old days, we'd think about how to organize a company around functional organizations. We'd think, no, a company is about its sales department or its engineering department, and you would draw an org chart. But now we're going to draw a very different diagram. We're going to draw a diagram how to think about all the pieces of a business. And so let's take a look at these 9 boxes. 9 boxes to describe any company from the world's largest to a 2-person startup starting in your parents' garage. Let's take a look at the first piece called the value proposition. The value proposition answers the question, what are you building and
Sound lost?
Japhet, you're saying something?
The sound seems to have disappeared.
Oh, okay. Let me just put it again. Yeah.
So one of the interesting things about thinking about a startup is how is your company going to be organized? And what we now know is the most effective way to think about all the pieces. Customers really don't a fancy word for what product or service are you building. This is where you normally would list all your features and here's all the speeds and feeds and benefits and whatever, but you're really going to be asking a different question than might have been used to. It's not all about your technology. Your technology is just part of the value proposition. Customers really don't care about your technology. The customers are trying to solve a problem or fulfill a need. By the way, we'll be talking about this through multiple lectures.
Please share your screen, Vincent. We cannot see the screen.
Problem is,
you cannot see the screen?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Share the screen again.
Okay, sorry. You can see the screen?
So one of the interesting things about are you solving what you're creating, and more importantly, who are your customers? Now, value proposition is a fancy word for what product or service are you building. This is where you normally would list all your features and here's all the speeds and feeds and benefits and whatever, but you're really going to be asking a different question than might have been used to. It's not all about your technology. Your technology is just part of the value proposition. Customers really don't care about your technology. The customers are trying to solve a problem or fulfill a need. By the way, we'll be talking about this through multiple lectures. The difference between a problem and a need is a problem is I have an accounting problem or I want to use a word processor. And those types of products solve problems. But there are other things that human beings do, like I want to be entertained or I want to have a date. Those are some basic hardwired social needs. Or I want to communicate with my friends, like Facebook or Twitter. Those are needs. Needs are different than problems. And by the way, if you could find products that solve needs, your total available market, as you'll see later, is huge compared to I solve specific problems. So the next thing is, who are my customers? Who are they and why would they buy? And as you'll hear a number of times, your customers do not exist to buy, you exist for them. And what you're going to do by getting out of the building is figuring out all their geographic, social characteristics, demographics, such that you actually could draw and put up a picture on your wall of who the archetype is or who the persona is of your customer. And it turns out that in most startups, you might have more than one or two or three types of customer archetypes and personas, but you need to understand them in detail. And there is no possible way you could have anything but a hypothesis on day one of who they are. The next is channels. How does your product over here get to your customers over here? And we use distribution channels to do that. Now, what's really interesting is pre-1990s, the only channels to get to a customer was a physical channel. That is, you went to a store, you had salespeople, there was physical distribution. But since the mid-1990s, in the last couple of decades, we now have virtual channels, the web, mobile, cloud. And so distribution channels, the first question you want to ask is, how will I be selling and how will I be distributing my products? Are they through physical channels, or are they web mobile? Or given today, almost every physical channel also has a web presence. What is the relationship of how your product gets from your company to the customers? Customer relationships is kind of the fourth piece. And customer relationships has a really interesting interaction with these other three pieces. It basically says, how do I get customers? How do I keep them? And how do I grow them? And just like thinking about distribution channels, these are very different for web mobile than they are for physical channels. But visually, they kind of look like this double-sided funnel. So let's just take a look at quickly a web example. In getting customers, you're going to be worrying about how do I acquire them? That is, how do I get them even to my website? How do I activate them? That is, how do I make them do something? And then later on, we'll see after I got them, how do I keep them around? That is, how do I not lose them through attrition and churn? And then what can I do once I have customers to make them spend more money or use my product even more? And so one of the things we'll be thinking about is, how do I get, keep, and grow customers? And just like every other step, you might have hypotheses on day one, but you're only going to figure this out when you're out of the building. The next thing is revenue streams. How do you actually make money from your product and service being sold to customer segments? You know, revenue streams basically ask the question, what value is the customer paying for? And it actually has you think about, what's the strategy of how I'm going to capture that value? Is it I'm going to just have a direct sale and it's a transaction based on price? Is it a freemium model where I'm going to give away the product for free and hope that some portion convert later? Is it a license or subscription model? That revenue model is different than the pricing tactics. That is, what is the dollar or pound amount or euro amount that I'm going to be charging? Again, the only way to figure this out is being able to interact with tens or hundreds or thousands of customers till you finally understand what the right revenue stream and revenue model is. Next piece you want to think about is, what are the key resources? What do you need to make the business model work? What assets are important? And what's an example of an asset in a key resource? Well, finance. Do you need capital? Do you need a line of credit? Some assets and resources are physical. Do you need physical plant, like a manufacturing line? Do you need specialized machines? Do you need vans and for delivery? Do you need cars? Is there something else you need? Is there intellectual property you need? Is there patents you need to acquire or protect? Do you need to acquire customer lists? Or is it just that you need to get great people, great software programmers in a specific area, or great hardware designers, or great manufacturing people? And then finally, again, the interaction between intellectual and human capital is that's another key resource. What specifically do you need to do to keep these people, and who are they? The next piece is, who are your key partners and suppliers? And partnerships are kind of interesting, is we need to ask ourselves, before what's the deal, is what exactly are we acquiring from partners? And also, what activities are they going to perform and when? And this is where startups sometimes make a mistake of thinking, well, large companies do partnerships, I guess I need those too on day one. It turns out the types of partnerships you need in year one are certainly not the ones you're going to need in year 3 or 5 or 10. And the types of partnerships could be strategic alliances, joint ventures, just regular suppliers and buyers. And so you need to be thinking through who they are and actually getting out of the building and testing them. Next are key activities. What's the most important things you need to do for the business to make the business model work? Are you in the production business? Are you making something? Or are you in the problem-solving business, like you're doing consulting or engineering? Or are you managing supply chains? What are the key activities you need to become expert at? And then finally, all this adds up on the left-hand side over here to costs. What are the costs and expenses to operate the business model? One of the interesting things about cost is it's not just the obvious ones like people or buildings or materials. What you're really going to be asking are what are the entire costs to operate our business model? And so you want to think about what are the most important costs you need to worry about? What are the most expensive resources you're going to need to pay for? And what key activities are the most expensive? And then you want to ask the typical accounting things. What are fixed costs? What are variable costs? Are there economies of scale? And you want to start getting a good handle on what it is that will end up costing you money to run your business. So on the
Great. So I would like to, Mike, in the chats, I can see some presenters are asking for the materials which we'll be able to share. So before we go into the dive deep into the business model canvas training, I would like one volunteer to tell us what is the purpose of a business model canvas. One lady and one gentleman. So Mike, you can help me there looking at the chat, or somebody who has raised their hands, the first one, because when you present, you're not able to see. So any volunteer, what is the purpose of a business model canvas? One volunteer. Mike, this is where you shine. Any volunteer?
Caroline has raised.
Yes, Caroline. Yes, Caroline. Please. Oh, Caroline.
Yes.
Give it a try. What is the purpose of a business model canvas?
I think a business model canvas it's like it gives you a sense of direction so that you know what products am I going to introduce, who am I target customers, what are the expected risks and benefits. So generally it's like a map that is giving you ways to even deal with failure and for you to be able to come back even after failure. It gives a sense of direction. It's like a map.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. Tumpigie makofi. Let's use the reaction button to appreciate Caroline. Caroline has said the business model canvas gives us a sense of direction. So in business language, we say it helps the business create value for itself. Another trial, God sent them 2 by 2, male and female. One gentleman volunteer. Any reaction there, Mike? Even if it is a lady, it's fine.
There's a person called HP.
That is the manufacturer of HP. HP, this is where you shine. You can introduce yourself and give it a try. HP? Okay, let's proceed. What is a business model canvas? Let's see if Caroline got it right. It's a blueprint that demonstrates how a business develops itself. Remember, you've gone through the 9 building blocks. Its objective indicates how a business creates value for itself when delivering products or services to the customers. So the purpose of a business model canvas. So yes, Caroline, you got it right. Number one, you can always use it for capital raising. Like now, you want to see how I am pitching about the Kuku Boresha project. the business I ran about Kukuboresha. Remember, Kukuboresha came from the word we were making Boresha feeds. That is chicken feeds. We were calling it Boresha. So the product of Boresha became Kuku Boresha. So sometimes we really struggle to get the names of our businesses, but it's just at our fingertips. So we can use it to raise capital. The other purpose is for external purposes, it is used to raising capital. The other purpose is for internal purposes, where Carol has highlighted the key importance of it, is defines the vision of the company, establishes the mission of the company, describe how the strategy will be implemented, the 9 building blocks. It provides a framework for analysis of key issues, and then it provides plan for development of the business, and finally helps the entrepreneur to be realistic and put their theories to test. So here is an example of a business model canvas. And I want to encourage all of us, after this session, one of your takeaway homes and assignment will be you filling up your business model canvas for the business you are running or a business you're planning to run. So one of your homework will be each and every one of us will submit their business model canvas. So how do we develop a business model canvas? And follow me here keenly. It is normally a one-page blueprint that shows how a business creates value for itself while delivering products and services to the customers. So the pillar number one, we normally start with the value proposition. The value proposition answers the question, what pain or problem are you solving for the customers? The customers don't exist to buy from you. You exist to solve the customer's problem. So our product is, we sell a 1 month old, or we supply quality 1 month old improved kienyeji chick. So what are we delivering as a promise? We give you a 1 month old chick that is fully vaccinated, that is of the right body size and fed from quality and quantity feeds. We also provide high quality support feeds for the remaining growth period on order. And then we also give you free veterinary extension services. The veterinary extension services, when you're raising chicken, you have to give them some vaccination at a given point of growth. You need to address the diseases like Newcastle, like Gumboro, like Marex, like Fowlpox, and many others. So we start with the value proposition. It answers the question, what pain or problem are you solving for the customer? And then you go to pillar number two, because you need to identify the problem first, which you've identified as the value proposition. Pillar number two is where the customer segment. You can either, the customers, you exist to solve their problems. And these customers, you need to understand their characteristics and the demographics and their preferences, tastes and preferences. So for our customers for the chicken are large scale and small scale farmers, poultry traders, organized community groups, and institutions like schools that are implementing CBCs, hospitals, isn't it? So this is normally the business model canvas. Whether you want to sell water, whether you want to sell human hair, whether you want to sell books, whether you want to sell green grocery, any business, it normally starts here. So that's why we say a business model canvas can be used for external purposes, which is fundraising, or internal purposes, which is aimed at creating value for the business. So I'll skip that. Allow me to move to this to highlight for you the value proposition. So this is the chicken we sell, the chick we sell. So where we say all vaccination provided, it's of the right body size from the quality foundational feeds. We also give it high quality feeds, which we call Boresha feeds. And then we also provide free veterinary medicine. You can imagine I am pitching to you. So we are leaving the purpose of a business model canvas used for fundraising. I can see you in a hotel meeting investors, pitching your product. Number two, we talked about the customer, the large scale and small scale farmers, poultry traders, institutions, organized community groups. So this is the farm, and you can be able to see the 1 month old improved kienyeji chick. Why are we calling it improved kienyeji chick? It's a crossbreed between broiler, because broiler grows very fast, and kienyeji chicken, which has disease resistance. So when you combine these two traits, you get a super species, which we call improved kienyeji. So within 6 months, this chick is able to start laying eggs. And within 6 months, the female one, the hen, you can be able to sell it between 700 and 800. And the male one, which is the cock, you are able to sell it between 1,200 to 500. So it has the broiler traits and the kienyeji traits of the big disease resistance and the broiler trait of being growing very fast. So you can see the customer relationship. How do you get, keep and grow your customers? Extensional services, virtual engagement, online booking, customer feedback and guidance, personal assistance, model farm site training. Channels, how our products move from where they are to the customers, face to face, which we call the sales agents. So a case study on how you can use the sales agents, I'll give you 2 examples of a business that I do. Number one is the bit of selling the chicks. So we realized that for us to be able to meet our overheads, pay the rent, pay the electricity, pay the human resource, we needed to have to sell 1,200 chicks per month. So that meant that if we sell 1,200 chicks, we're able to make everybody comfortable. So we hired 12 sales agents. So each sales agent was supposed to be selling 100 chicks per month. If you divide 100 chicks by 4, we have 4 weeks, 4 weeks in a month. You find every week they're supposed to sell 25 chicks. So that's how, as a manager, you can be able to break down the target so that your team members don't really feel overwhelmed. And then we have the revenue streams. Where is the money? Sale of chicks, sale of poultry feeds, sale of eggs, sale of chicken. The key resources, as I mentioned, you need to have a human resource, you need to have capital, the physical office, and also the business need to be registered, which we say the compliance of the business. So any business, these are 4 key building blocks that are very, very important. The human resource, the capital, the physical office, and the compliance of the business. So key partners, these are people who are helping you drive the value proposition. The other business that I do, for instance, is salon. So who are my key partners in the salon? We have the cosmetic shops, isn't it? We have the schools around. We have the churches and the mosques, because they bring students for me to train, you see. So you normally strategically, deliberately, and intentionally map out your key partners who add value in your business. And then the key activities, this is where you become very innovative. What are the things that you need to do to ensure that the customers, once they come to you, they don't go somewhere else? So it can be innovative. You can be giving them gift hampers, you can be giving them credit, you can be sometimes surprising them by giving them free services. So this is where you get innovative, so that you can be able to capture those particular customers. And then the cost structure is normally the shopping list. For you to start that particular business, what is it? For us to be able to remain afloat, we needed to sell 1,200 chicks per month. So that meant we needed to hire 12 sales agents, each selling 100 chicks per month, which narrows down to around 25 per week. So in the chats, I'll request you put the following. What observation do you have over the presentation? What action will you take? What recommendation do you have for the presenter? And what support do you need to accomplish a given task? So one of the tasks that we will give you in this particular session, each and every person need to develop their business model canvas of their business, and you ensure that you submit that. I'll give you an email address where you'll be able to submit your business model canvas to ensure that we also get feedback and learning is taking place. So thank you. And I want to open it up for any question. If you have any question, thank you very much. I can see some claps. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate. So any person with a question, a comment, I told you in this particular program, by the time you'll be graduating, you will never be the same again. And what you are learning here, if you go and apply it in your business, you will be able to be a different kind of a breed in terms of business. Yes, Cherop, I can see you've raised your hand. Please, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for your wonderful presentations, especially about the chicken, especially for us from the grassroots level. So I was requesting if the slides can be shared or the presentation so that we keep perusing. Thank you.
Very good. Consider it done. Consider it done. After this session, you'll be able to have it in the group. Brenda, I can see you're welcome. Brenda, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Vincent, for your time and the insightful discussion. My question is just the same, like my previous colleague has asked. Can we kindly have the presentations maybe at the start of the week? Because some of us love internalizing slowly by slowly. Then we come to revise through on Fridays when we are having our session. I don't know if it's possible. Maybe we can have some of the presentation earlier.
That is very possible. Consider it done. Consider it done.
Thank you.
Sharon Ogola. Sharon, the floor is yours. I can see Sharon, you're still there. So thank you very much. Sharon, you are raising your hand. The floor is yours. The floor is yours, Sharon.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sharon, and I want to appreciate our great facilitator for that good presentation. And at least I've learned something. So I'll prepare my own business canvas model, and I'll share it via the email. So thank you, and have a blessed evening.
Thank you very much, Sharon. I can see you're carrying a very beautiful bag. How I wish you'll now start making a business model canvas for selling that bag.
Amen. I will.
Thank you. Okay, so I think the question bit to Maliza, the questions bit. So now, one of your assignment which must be delivered is each and every person need to share their business model canvas. I'll share with you a template. If you go online, there are 1,001 templates, but you want to use the one that at the farthest end on the left, they are key partners, and the farthest right, they are customer segment. So on the right is customer segment if you're facing the paper. The right is the customer segment, the left is the key partners. So now allow me, and thank you very much for staying tuned for during the presentation. So allow me to invite Reverend Makfa, who is the lead for the Youth Development Program at the Global Peace Foundation, also to share with us his words of wisdom and also encouragement in the space of peace building. So Reverend Makfa, the floor is yours.
Well, hello. It's Jambo. It's great to be on this call.
Jambo.
Thank you very much for inviting me. My name is Mark, and I live in Washington D.C. Oh, I get some claps for that. That's good. I live in Washington D.C. and in the headquarters of the Global Peace Foundation. Do you all know? Vince? Does everyone know the Global Peace Foundation?
Yes, they know about the Global Peace Foundation, but there's no harm in sharing what we do.
Okay. So I run overall the global work of its young people, its youth around the world. We are in a lot of countries, and Kenya is one of them. It's fantastic to be increasingly working with you all, and I'm really looking forward to more of that. Yesterday, we had a fantastic discussion on how to do that. And one of the things we do is training. And I was just listening intently to this fantastic training on how to build a business model. Really exciting. This is the kind of thing which we would love to see. So congratulations to Vince and perhaps other team members. The Global Peace Foundation is it's an international whole world thing. So you can't tell people what to do. What we try and do is actually support the things that are going on and help them. So I'll give you 2 or 3 examples of that. We have a call. It's a free call to join up, just like this, looks just like this, around the world once a month, where you hear from other people, other young people, about what's going on with their youth work in Paraguay or in Malaysia or wherever. And that's really exciting. And it's a great way to join up the world in its youth work. And I'm going to come back to a bit of that in a minute. Secondly, as I say, we run a course a bit like what sounds like you're doing. We'd love to have people on either of these, on either the call, which is once a month. I can send the details around, or to join our course, which is a 9-month course on peace building. It has both live training and videos. This world is in a mess. I mean, I think that's a fair way to say it. Right now, it's not great. And peace building is a very, very important part of what we all do, we're all trying to do, try and build peace. So, if you want to know more about that, I would be very happy to send you information. It has different modules. First of all, about the Global Peace Foundation, about how to be a leader, a peaceful leader, how to build character, and various conflicts around the world, what we should do with them, and also the peace building community, the local community aspect. So it's a great course. It's free. It is a certificate, so it can go on your resume if that's something that's important to you as a young person, that you say you completed a certificate in peace building. Okay, so that's just a little bit about that. I'm really excited. Oh, and I'll say one other thing which we're doing at the end of the year. I'm really excited about this. We're going to do a run around the world, like a walkathon, but we're going to start in a particular place, probably Korea, and we're going to have people walk in Korea for an hour, and then they're going to hand a torch over by internet, like this, like online, to the next country round, like might be Indonesia. As the globe turns, if you go westward round the world, the clock goes with you, so everyone can have a chance to do this, and we will actually walk pretty much around the whole world. And anyone who wants to be a part of this, to walk around the world or be a part of that walk or run, whichever, for about an hour, we would welcome that. And we will be sending information around about that. So there's 3 things we would love you to be a part of. It's all free, which doesn't mean to say we don't value it. We're just trying to give it away. The call monthly, the training course, and the run around the world, which is coming. Okay, so Vince, you asked me this morning to give a little talk on moral and innovative leadership. Is that what you still want me to do, or what?
Yes, so maybe you can give guidance, maybe based on the technical challenges we had. You can decide to share in brief now, and then maybe in the next session we have a full session on moral and innovative leadership.
How long do I have now? About 5-10 minutes? Is that what you want?
Yeah. You have some 10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. So let's, since that's not very long to do a whole course on moral and innovative leadership, let me just first of all say that, this is hugely important to me, and to other ministers, to imam and other, religious leaders, of course. And it's important to everyone, whether you have a religious, part of you or not. We just heard a fantastic talk on business, and I'd say that's a question that was being answered is, can you succeed? The question I want to ask about moral and innovative leadership is, how will you succeed? Will you succeed badly or well? This is just as important, in my view, in the long run, as how you succeed. How many chickens you sell? Very, very important. Do you do it honestly and with, care and all the rest of it, for not only for the animals but also for the humans? Do you, all of those things? That's the moral and innovative part that matters to me. So I'm going to, since we don't have a lot of time, I'm going to, rather than just give you a boring lecture, I'm going to play just a brief game with you, if you'll play with me. Does everyone, I'm sure you all are probably far more adept at this than me, does everyone know how to react like this up the screen? Does everyone do that? Everyone can. Okay, I want all there's 70 people or so on here. I'm going to go 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I want everyone to do a heart reaction. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, heart reaction. Go for it. Okay, all right. Okay, very good. Now, here's the all right, you can stop now. Here's the question. I've got a question for you. It's a which is more important kind of question. I gave you pretty much just one sentence on moral and innovative leadership, what moral leadership is. And it contains, you could say it has all sorts of parts, moral leadership. But I will give you 2, and I want you to choose which you think is more important. Okay, I'll give you the right now, and then we'll talk about how to do this. So the 2 of the core pillars of moral leadership, I would say, are the first would be integrity. Integrity. If you don't have integrity, how are you going to do moral leadership? And the second I'm going to choose is compassion. Thinking about other people and how do you care for other people. Okay, now I'm going to say the first word, and if you think that's the more important one, I want you to do your heart thing on the screen, right? And then I will wait a minute, and then we'll do the same with the second word, compassion. And if you think that's the more important one, we'll do your heart on the screen for that. Everyone understand? I hope you do. All 73 of you. Okay. Terry's going ahead of the game. Okay, are you ready? So, which is more important? First of all, put your hearts on the screen for the word integrity. Got a few there? Oh, yes. Okay. I'm doing a rough count. My screen is filling up with little hearts. All right. I didn't go to the second page. Let me have a quick look. Oh, quite a lot, right? Okay. All right. Okay. Give that a time to stop. All right. Who thinks, more importantly than integrity in a world of moral, if you want to take moral leadership, you should have compassion? Okay. Give hearts for compassion. Oh. I think we have a clear winner here. I think integrity wins, definitely. Yeah. All right. Now, I don't know any of you. I hope you are it seems like you had a couple of chances to talk and did. I don't know any of you, so it might be an awkward silence. Would anyone like to say why I'll give you why you think your choice was more important. If you chose integrity, why was it that? If you chose compassion, can anyone speak to that? Raise your hand, or just speak, it's fine. Yes, Caroline.
I think the reason as to why I chose integrity, but I think both integrity and compassion are very important. But the question you started by asking is, how will you succeed? So the how led me to choosing integrity, because integrity is doing the right thing when someone is seeing or when someone is also not seeing. Nice. So it truly shows how a person succeeds. So
yeah,
that is why I chose integrity, but I also feel
Both
that
are important.
compassion is also important, because if you lead or you want to make a change without feeling or being empathetical, then you'll end up being a dictator.
Nicely done. Great answer. Thank you. Sorry, had you finished? I didn't mean to cut you off. Okay. Diana.
Thank you very much. On my take, I chose integrity.
Okay.
Because I believe you might be compassionate, and maybe you're not you're sidelining maybe to your people only, or compassion towards only the people you know. But with integrity, it will ensure that you have even that compassion when you're leading.
Okay.
So,
right. So
yeah.
right. So it comes first, kind of thing. Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Nice. These are great answers. Okay, I'll take one more. Is it Shirop or perhaps Flora? I'm sorry if I get the names wrong.
Yes, I chose integrity because it builds credibility, strengthens relationships, and creates a culture of transparency and accountability. For example, in the community work, leadership, integrity ensures that decisions are made fairly in the best interest of people.
Absolutely fair. Yes. That's great. Those are three fantastic answers. Thank you very much. Let's give all three of those guys a round of applause, on hands of applause, whatever you call them these days. Reactions of applause. Excellent job. All right. Okay, I've got just a few more minutes, and I will just continue just for a little bit longer. I'll say a couple of things about moral leadership and what we believe at the Global Peace Foundation and why it's so important. I think there's four things. You don't have to remember these. I think it's being transcribed anyway. But the first is, and I think this is something that all three of the women said, doing what is right is so critical. And doing what is right is not hard when it's obvious, right? If someone if it's quite obvious when someone needs help, you go and help them, whatever, you do it what is right. It's when it becomes difficult and perhaps you might lose something on the way if you have integrity and if you do what is right, that's when it becomes difficult. So the first like law of moral leadership is doing what is right when it's hard. If you can do that, then you have integrity. The second one would be acting consistently. There are lots of people who act in public, real integrity. A lot of politicians and all sorts of people, for that matter, around the world. And I don't want to knock on politicians; they're good people too. But it's what you do in private that matters. It's what you do. Sometimes people say with the light off. That's when your ethical principles matter. When you're not being observed, that's when you know you have integrity, how much you can almost gauge how much integrity you have, how consistent you are in public and in private. The third one would be considering the impact of your decisions. In other words, not just going, okay, I want to sell chickens and I don't care about how the planet matters, or I want to cut down some trees because I want to feed some cows on the land that's prepared because I've cut the trees down. Those kinds of things don't take account of other factors, such as the trees. We need trees for carbon dioxide consumption and all those kinds of things, right? So the third area of real importance is how you consider the impact of what you do on other people. That is moral leadership too. And I'll give you one more. And that is taking responsibility. One of the hardest things in the whole wide world, when you do something wrong, which everybody does, at home, with your mom, with your dad, with your children, especially with your children, when you do something wrong, it's very hard to own up, right? But owning up to this is super important. And I think that's another key principle of where you can almost gauge, you can check yourself to see what is your moral leadership quotient, what is your moral leadership amount. So, okay, I have got one more thing, and then I will stop because that's going to run out of my time. I would love to come back. We could make this a part of the course if you wanted to. If you want me to come and do some more teaching, I'd be very happy to do that with a bit of planning. So I have some time beforehand to create this because I'm in some ways just going off what I already knew. I'm going to give you 3 names, all of them very, very famous. You could probably almost guess them. And again, I want to do hearts on the screen. Which one you think had the most moral leadership? And I think, and as it was, I can't remember who it was exactly. Was it Diana said? All of these are both integrity and compassion important. All 3 of these leaders were important figures. You'll know the names, but you have to choose. I'm going to ask you to choose, right, between 3 names. And the same thing, hearts on the screen. All right. Here, I'll give you the 3 names in advance, and they are Mahatma Gandhi, who led India's independence from Britain, my old country, but didn't just do that, but he did it with non-violence. The amazing fact of non-violence, the amazing, remarkable skill that has non-violence being a way to, if you like, pour hot coals on people of violence. Amazing. Second is Nelson Mandela, and who chose reconciliation over revenge, imprisoned for 25, 30 years, as I'm sure you know the story. And yet when he came out, was an incredible model of reconciliation. In some ways, the reconciliation was more important than the March for Justice, but amazing. And the final one, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., American, and I know his son, which is kind of nice. He stood for justice, stood for peaceful resistance in the United States when it was really needed, and of course was shot to death for that, as Mahatma Gandhi was too. Okay, there are your 3 names, probably the 3 most famous, but I still want you to choose. You can only send your heart up once, okay? All right, so I'm going to take them in the order I had. So I'm going to say Mahatma Gandhi, put your hearts, Nelson Mandela, and then I'm going to do Martin Luther King. All right, okay, whose hearts go to Mahatma Gandhi? Not many there. I think I can guess what's going to happen. All right, just a few. I mean, he was an extraordinary man, extraordinary guy. All right, okay, it's good enough. All right, secondly, Nelson Mandela. Hearts now. Yes, definitely more on that one. Yes, okay, and finally, Dr. Martin Luther King. Put your hearts in now. And I would say, just a rough guess, you could probably disagree with me. My sense is Nelson wins by some way, then probably Mahatma Gandhi, and finally Dr. Martin Luther King. Would you say that's right? I don't know. Anyway, I don't have any time left, but it's really been a pleasure for this very brief trip through moral and innovative leadership, and I would love to come back, talk to you about the Global Peace Foundation. I can also send you the call information and the course information. I'd love to do that too, and meet all of you online with my team of young people who I work with. All right. Vince, is that okay? I did a little bit.
Excellent. You did justice to the topic. You made it short and sweet. You know, the Gen Zs like it short and sweet.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Reverend Makfa, leading our youth development program. Apologies for that. And I'll not do great injustice if I'll not bring in my CEO also to just retaliate on what you've shared with the young people. So Daniel, unaweza sema kitu kidogo. I know he was on transit. So Japheth, would you like to add on what Reverend Makfa has mentioned, retaliated?
Hello.
Daniel is
Yes, Japheth. Yes, Daniel is here. Daniel, the floor is yours. Maybe just to add something
Thank
on
you,
what
Mark,
Reverend
for that. Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks, Mark, for that very illuminating lecture. Yeah, you did quite well, and
impromptu.
I think you should come back.
I'd love to. Thank you so much.
Come back again and again. I'm sure the fellows will love it. Yeah.
You're
great.
welcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you very much for your support. Reverend Markfa, the next session we are going to give you, we'll give you like 40 minutes so that you
Yes.
can be able to unpack this. I like the session we had yesterday.
Okay.
And it was very, very informative, interactive, practical ways of peace building. And I know the fellows who are here can be able to attest on what they learned yesterday. So we'll see how that program align with this. At certain point, I know we'll be able to have a joint session together so that we can be able to also learn with other youth across the world. So Japheth, you are saying something?
No, I think Daniel already summarized. So probably just prepare for the next session. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you very much, President Fellows. We normally agree the session start from 4 to around 5:30, and we want to be very faithful to that. So I hope today you learned a lot, and we have more topics to come. So we'll have our next topic, which is going to be shared in the group, and we'll be calling upon, because we're talking about the moral and innovative leadership as the core and the software, the glue that hold the global peace foundation together. So it's very good to give it more time and also enough time to unpack and also to understand the philosophy behind the Global Peace Foundation Kenya and the vision one family under God. So I would like to give the floor to one volunteer who would just like to share. Elizabeth, you are here. Elizabeth, I've not heard from you, and yet we work with you in this space. So Elizabeth, please say something, because I know we work with you and it will not be very fair not to give you an opportunity to say something. So Elizabeth. Maybe she is in class. She was supposed to get to class. So the next instruction is, I've shared with you the registration link, and I want the graduation to be very fair, credible, and the people who will be able to be getting the Chandari Award, they should get it through merit. So if you have not registered, please do so, because it is also very important to do that. So our next session will be on moral and innovative leadership. And Reverend Makfa, I'll be able to send you more communication with regards to that, so that we give you enough time to unpack this very, very important topic. So
Yes,
without further ado, yes, you're saying something?
I'm just saying, yes, obviously I need to know the date in advance. Let's talk, but then we can talk offline.
Correct. So without further ado, I want to say thank you very much to the fellows. May God bless you. Have a wonderful,
Vincent,
responsible weekend.
Vincent, before you finish.
Yes, Mark.
I would like everyone to open their cameras so that I can take a screenshot of everyone smiling, your beautiful faces.
Yes.
Screenshot of everyone. Please open your camera.
You never know who will fall in love with your smile.
Bas.
Smile.
Please open your camera, everyone.
Serena smiling. Sarah, you're not smiling. What's up? Now she's smiling. Reverend Mark, you're not smiling.
I'm smiling. There you go. That better.
Okay,
Sharon, open your video.
Terry has not opened. John Nganga, Justin Nabuire, Victoria Chepngeno, Serena, Victor Mbugua, Kevin.
Serena has opened her video. I can see her. Maybe from your end, you'll not be able to see.
Mary Angela amefungua. Samuel Kamau, Sharon Atieno, Pauline Sindayo. Okay, you can smile.
You can put a sign of peace. Hii maanishi tu tamu, inamaanisha peace.
Haya, in 3, 2, 1, say peace.
Peace.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much and have a wonderful weekend. God bless you. Asanteni sana.
Thank you.